As well as say Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel Zim Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kana katika kutanga kukia paneno channel, please don't forget to subscribe. And uchungwa subscribe, but don't forget to comment and share this video. And as well as Zimbabwe, tavigirai nyaya irupisa, nyaya irukunetsa irukunze the home province ya President Emerson Mnangagwa, the Midlands ya Buda Chitora iyo ichite. They are going to make sure that they force President Emerson Mnangagwa kuti vatonge until 2030, even against his will. This push irikuba from the first family pamwechete na Auxillia Mnangagwa and of course mtame akabuda chitaura iye achiti the plan is for July moyo kuti asax the President Emerson Mnangagwa by some time kuti vagume one of the Mnangagwa sons muri Zimbabwe tikaziva kuti nyaya chokwaderekana kuti paranzi they want to maintain the Mafidi dynasty. Zvinoomera mushe ndofunga vaONCUVE vakabuda vachitaura during a launch yemaresidential stand scheme kugweru vachideclare kuti they are not going back muri Zimbabwe. Vataura ivo vachiti they will remain steadfast and resolute and in unwavering support of the resolution number 1 iri kunzi yakaagriwa netema provinces emu Zimbabwe. Zvinoomera mushe zviri kunzi zvakare during the Zimbabwe National Youth Day pane mayouth akabuda nemazano PF members achitaura iwo achiti aiwa 2030 vaMnangagwa acharamba vachitonga. And during the speech vaMnangagwa he didn't say anything about the 2030 plot in his speech yaakaita musi wa 21 February. Zvinoomera mushe mapolitical analysts akabuda achitaura iyo achiti they are going to believe this statement that vaMnangagwa rakataura pavaadresa maeditors vachiti he's going to step down on 2028 as they are going to believe statement irori kana zano PF yabuditsa a formal statement muri Zimbabwe. Nyaya yakabuditswa nemaizimbabwe.com vachitaura vachiti despite President Emerson Mnangagwa's repeated assurances that he will step down in 2028 in accordance with the constitution, his home province of Midlands is openly defying him, vowing to continue pushing for an extension of his term of office until 2030. President Mnangagwa has attempted to distance himself from the controversial 2030 agenda, reiterating his commitment to respecting the constitutional 2-term limit during a recent meeting with local editors. This is not the first time the president has publicly stated his intention to relinquish power in 2028. However, Mnangagwa has notably refrained from the publicly rebuking loyalists who have emerged as vocal proponents of the 2030 agenda, including Ministers AuNCUVE, Daniel Garwe, and Tatenda Mavetera. The silence has fueled speculation about his true intentions and cast doubt on the sincerity of his commitment to constitutionalism. While President Mnangagwa attempted to quell growing opposition to the term extension plot during his meeting with editors, he remained silent on what measures he would take to ensure his loyalists and ZANU-PF abandon the 2030 resolution adopted at the party's annual conference in Bulawayo last year. Seizing on this apparent loophole, Mnangagwa's loyalists have doubled down on their efforts to promote the 2030 agenda. Midlands Provincial Affairs Minister AuNCUVE, addressing more veterans at the launch of a residential stand scheme in Gweru, declared that there was no going back on the term extension. Fellow comrades, I assure you that the Midlands Province remains steadfast, resolute, and unwavering in support of Resolution Number 1, overwhelmingly endorsed by all country's 10 provinces. In Bulawayo last year, mandating His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, to lead the nation towards attainment of our National Vision 2030, AuNCUVE stated. AuNCUVE, also known as Touch Bomber, due to his history of violence, further praised Mnangagwa's leadership, stating, "It is therefore befitting that our nation takes pride in the people-oriented leadership of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa himself, who was a decorated freedom fighter who trained in Tanzania, Egypt, and the People's Republic of China, and survived the death penalty on a legal technicality." AuNCUVE's unwavering support of the ED 2030 agenda is particularly notable given his history of alleged human rights abuses. He was placed on the United States sanction list due to what Washington says is credible information of his involvement in gross violations of human rights. The defiance of Mnangagwa's home province was further underscored during the National Youth Day celebrations in Bulawayo. A group of intoxicated ZANU-PF youth members sang songs in favor of the 2030 agenda, chanting Tisu Takavatuma Kutungamirira till 2030. To 2030, Ngwena Yawina. Mnangagwa, who addressed the gathering, made no intention of the 2030 plot in his speech. Analysts have expressed skepticism about Mnangagwa's sincerity in disallowing a term extension, given his silence on his loyalists' open defiance to the Constitution. Bulawayo-based political analyst Methuseli Moyo stated that Mnangagwa can only be taken serious when ZANU-PF issues a formal statement acknowledging the president's stated position. Continuing clamoring for the president to continue to 2030 fuels speculations and mistrust about what the president said, Moyo said. Until the party or the president himself rebuked them emphatically, the speculation and mistrust will persist. Moyo emphasized the importance of a clear and unambiguous message to ensure a smooth transition of power in 2028. Succession politics has a tendency to be destabilizing and clandestine if not well managed, he said. There is never a right time to choose a successor. Once it becomes clear and certain President Mnangagwa is going in 2028, the pretenders will come out in the open. Commentator Rejoice Ngwenya echoed similar sentiments, stating that it will take a miracle to believe him. When Mnangagwa says he will step down in 2028, he has not come out guns blazing to admonish his rampaging bootlickers, Ngwenya said. Yes, the current constitution limits him to 2 terms, but then an amended constitution can also legitimize his extended term in office. National sentiment is against the 2030 nonsense, and if the voice of the people is the voice of God, then Emerson Mnangagwa ought to listen to God. Political analyst Pezia Rwanya argued that ZANU-PF succession politics have historically been determined by a deep state. If the balance of forces is of the view that 2030 is not desirable in respect of their position in terms of the national state security, that position will be dropped, Rwanya said. ZANU-PF has never in its history determined the politics of transition in the party. The political of transitions from the historical perspective is a preserve of the security apparatus, particularly the military, as seen in 2008 and 2017. So we laugh when we see the likes of the ICT Minister Mavetera singing in support of the 2030 agenda. The conflicting messages emanating from President Mnangagwa and his loyalists have created a climate of uncertainty and speculation. As the 2028 election draws closer, the question of whether Mnangagwa will truly step down or if his supporters will succeed in their efforts to extend his rule remains a central and highly contentious issue in Zimbabwe's politics. Tomabuditsiro akatwanya muri Zimbabwe tikazoti munena sei nyaya itudzo zvamurufunga mu comment section.